You're good.
All right. Cool. Hello, everybody. I'm ClipBoardGuy. This is my first live marathon event, so I'm super excited. I'm also super excited because we got bryonato on commentary. This is great. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I obviously just did the COD 4 run. I'm really happy to be doing commentary for you. Y'all are in for a treat. ClipBoardGuy currently has the world record, and it's one thing to have a world record. It's another thing to have a world record in Titanfall 2. This game is extremely technical, competitive, difficult. So the fact that we are here at PAX West and we have you running the game is incredible. It's an honor that you're here. So I wish you the best of luck. And thanks everybody for your patience while we figure stuff out. You know how it goes. Yep. Tech issues happen, so thanks for your patience. Shout out crowd for waiting. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. And we are very excited to get this going. So,
all right, a little bit of preamble. First of all, we're running on a modded version of the game, but we're only using a few things, 2 things that are allowed by the community on leaderboards, and we can explain that a little bit more once we get into it. Mm-hmm. And then also, we are going to be running on easy. This is any % standard, so it's just whatever you want. And so we run on the easiest difficulty, but that really lets the movement and just all of the insane tricks shine rather than just,
that's why you play this game.
I got killed by an enemy because I got one-shotted. You know, there's a master category. Yep. It's kind of bad. So this is what people run. And so, yeah, I think we're about ready to get into it if we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to count you down.
Sure.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So I would be remiss not to mention the fact that everybody wants to tell you when they run this game in a marathon, it's built off of a modified version of the source
Heavily
engine.
modified version.
Heavily modified. And so what that means is this game inherits a lot of source engine movement tech, namely air strafing. And what that is basically just moving through the air in a curved motion to build up speed. Oh, we missed that. And we're also going to be combining that with slide hopping. This game has parkour system as well. And so we're going to be just jumping out of our slides immediately to keep our speed and continue to build that through air strafing.
So yeah, you're going to see, go ahead. You're going to see both slide hopping and air strafing immediately on display here. And fortunately, one of the things that we have with this speedrun mod is it displays our speed, which is really, really cool. That's going to allow you to kind of track what's going on a lot of the time. And you can see the immediate effect that strafing has as he gains more speed continually throughout the air.
Surprised I didn't get the bad dialogue. I was really slow there.
One of the big differences between Titanfall and other Source games is that the air strafe, speed gain, what's the value for that called? I forget.
Air acceleration?
Air acceleration, thank you, is much lower than other games. So you're going to see strafing, generally speaking, is these wide arcing turns. Anytime you're seeing that, Clip is holding not forward, but A or D, so left or right on the keyboard, and then moving his camera at a very specific speed. We are in the gauntlet right now. This is the training course for the mission, or for the game rather. It's going to teach us all of the mechanics that we are supposed to know. I love that we already get oohs and ahs from the crowd. You all have no idea what you're in for. This is going to be so fun.
One thing about the gauntlet is that we cannot die. So we just got to be as risky with our boosts.
Nice gauntlet, dude.
As we can. We got to be careful. We slow down there because there's a chance that the gauntlet just doesn't start when you go through it because the trigger is like paper thin. So we have to slow down just to increase our chances. And that especially can be really annoying when you first go through. But yeah, now we are just kind of home free on this first level. We do a couple dialogue options to speed up the dialogue. And you may also notice that the game is in Mandarin. And so that saves like 38 seconds and is just makes a lot of the audio cue is different, but I don't know where I was going with this, to be honest.
It's just faster. There are basically the dialogue is almost always faster in Mandarin. Anytime that people are speaking and we're not tied to certain animations playing, nice, good job.
Love that
anytime we're not tied to animations playing out in order to finish, we're generally saving time. In fact, 1/3 of the entire Mandarin time save comes in one level with just a ton of dialogue. So go ahead.
I remember what I was going to say. So a lot of sections are kind of gated by dialogue.
Yep. There you go.
And so Mandarin helps speed up that. And so also hitting certain dialogue options helps us progress in that way.
Yeah.
So we're about finished with the level. This level is basically like a simulation, so that's the reason why we couldn't die in there, because we're not actually in danger. So now we're just kind of exiting from the simulation. And this here is our like mentor, Lastimosa. So yeah, we got a lot of like characters that we're gonna kind of see.
They're gonna die
throughout.
They're all gonna die.
They're all
most
gonna
all these
die.
characters are gonna die. Cap Lastimosa, he's dead. That other guy that showed up, he's dead. You'll see.
You'll also notice that I like mashed through that pop-up. If we just mash through it, it'll automatically select the easy option. And so, because normally when you play through the gauntlet, it'll like assign you a difficulty based on how well you did. But by just mashing there, we just forego that and skip straight to easy. I will check just to make sure.
Yeah,
I don't want to learn the hard way on one of the boss fights or something that the game's on a harder difficulty.
So this is the effectively the intro cutscene to Titanfall 2. There's a lot of foreshadowing that's going on here, and just like a quick lore update. We are playing as a rebellious military force called the Militia that's scattered throughout like the frontier in the galaxy, and we're fighting back against the IMC, the Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation. And we were going to check out one of their planets where they had a research base, and then they were ready for us. They shot us down, so we're currently landing behind enemy lines. The game is just really trying to set everything up for us before it gives us all the tools to go. As you'll see in this next section too, we're going to be able. I love that you can see the speedometer. By the way, I don't know if anybody saw that. You can
it's tied to the player, I think.
Yeah, you can actually like see the little UI element there. That's the only time we see Cooper's face. Everything else is going to be first person here. So there's a little bit of preamble to get through here. This game has some infamously long opening cutscenes, and then once we get through all that, we'll be moving. Do you have the BT cutscene skip on? I'm curious.
We don't have live split, so.
Oh, that's right. It's tied to a live split injection. I forgot that was like built into SRMM now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've got a small movement section here. And right now we're kind of in like grunt movement. So there's like a specific movement tech that we can do that's like exclusive to this called a super glide.
Which you'll know from Apex. Nice. Oh,
okay.
that was about to be. Oh, you still had a boost from that? That was some wild improv.
Yeah, I missed that slide hop. That's a super scary frag, even when you don't miss your slide hop.
Yeah, all of the damage boosts from here on out are going to be way different than what you saw in the gauntlet. It is extremely easy to die to a grenade in this game, or like not that we're going to pick one up, or like a rocket launcher, the EPG that you saw. So all of the frag boosts from here on out are going to be super calculated as far as their placement goes. So the fact that you just kind of threw a randy one there is pretty impressive. So
yeah, no, we got like a good 13 seconds to play, and now we're back to the cutscenes. Thankfully, during like PB attempts, we do get to skip this. It's not really a skip; it's more of a bypass. And so what it does is it just skips the cutscene, but then injects the time that it takes that you would be sitting during it into the timer, and that's a great quality of life improvement, and kind of like revived this category.
100% revived. I would say just in general the community.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the more we've had a lot of very creative solutions to some of the problems that like going fast in this game has prevented us with. Most people, has presented us with, I should say. Most people don't want to sit through this every single run. So having in a marathon setting, it makes a bit more sense because, for one, we get time to talk about it. You get context for what's going on. When you're at home and you're trying to get a world record and it's going to take you, maybe a few hundred or 1,000 attempts to do it, minimizing the time that you're not doing anything is great. So something else that I'll point out too is you might notice it says CKF in the bottom left. That stands for Crouch Kick Fix. We will probably talk more about that later, but the main thing to know is that there is a movement tech in this game called Crouch Kicks that is not only dependent on like your frame rate, but it's also dependent on your hardware. It could be dependent on what kind of keyboard switches you have. It could be dependent on like the shape of your keycaps. So basically what Crouch Kick Fix is, if you're familiar with like the dashback fix for Melee, it's kind of the same thing. Basically, it's just a script that we have that levels the playing field for everybody, so you don't have to buy like a specific switch type and a specific computer and a specific keycap. So it just makes it the same for everybody. There's a whole video on this if you go and watch Zweek's YouTube video about it. It is super fascinating, and it was one of the more interesting times in speedrunning I've ever been a part of when we were trying to figure out what to do about that. So it's pretty cool. Also, shout out Sweet. Anyway, basically what has happened here is in that whole cutscene, there is this group of mercenaries called the Apex Predators that are also here assisting the IMC. They have effectively killed Lastimosa, and Lastimosa is now going to transfer his Titan and all of his pilot gear to us, which is going to enable pretty much all the movement that you're about to see, and it's also going to, give us an entire mech. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this whole level kind of revolves around this Titan of Lastimosa's, BT. He's not fully functional from he's kind of beat up from that fight, and so we're having to go and collect batteries to put back into him to get him to be fully functional and like continue on with the mission that Lastimosa was going to do. And so, yeah, now the
run starts.
Yeah, this is kind of where it begins. Once we pick up this helmet, it would normally, the cutscene bypass would put you
like right about
right here.
Yeah.
And so this level is very tough. Got a lot of like awkward geo. It's like one of the hardest levels to learn as a beginner.
And one of the... go ahead.
And starting off, we're going to actually go backwards and jump off this wall to get up to speed a little bit quicker than moving forward. And, I'm surprised that I landed there.
Nice. One of the most difficult things about this opening section is that you only have one jump. We don't quite have access to our double jump yet, so when you normally have a double jump, there are a lot of mistakes that you can kind of cover up and fix really quick by, having additional jumps. And if you look at all this geometry, like all these various rocks and their shapes, like the geometry in this game is most of the time very specific. So all of those little bumps are actually bumps, and if we hit any one of those, we will lose almost all of our speed. This is a game that is very much based around momentum preservation more than anything else, I would say. We can go really fast, but it's maintaining going fast that determines a lot. As you can see right there, that's probably the difference of about like a second or two lost just like that. So anytime you're able to maintain the speed over long periods, it pays dividends.
You'll notice I picked up the DMR. That's going to come in handy later in this level. And we're quickly approaching the last battery. We just got our double jump back. So now we have our full pilot movement from the... we
have our full movement kit. This is it for the rest of the level, or the game, rather.
And yep, here to our first battery.
One more of these after this one.
Yep. And this has got a lot of like kind of awkward little tight spaces to go through that can be a little weird. Coming up, we're going to have a slant boost. Certain slants, you just get a bunch of speed off of if you land on them in the right way.
Oh my god.
That was scary. I'm
glad you bailed out of that like that.
I should not have reloaded. That one specifically is actually a different kind that's specific to that slant. It's called a slant shot. You just hit space while you're landing.
I know we had a name for that specifically now. Cool.
And so now this jump here skips quite a bit over the casual route, and it's actually a little bit trickier than it looks. And now we're on to Ravine.
This is probably the most skill-intensive part of this mission. It's going to be a bunch of what are called wall kicks, which I'll explain after Clip flies through here. But basically what you need to know is, oh my goodness, every time Clip gets to the wall, he's going to jump as fast as basically as soon as he hits the wall, and that's going to give him a speed boost. You can see that represented in his speedometer. He gained 10 kilometers an hour instantly. And
we make it. Ooh.
Nice. Good job.
This route is nice to get on encampment.
Let's get the crank. Nice, dude. Good job. Okay, cool.
Okay,
great
now
recovery.
We're kind of onto the easy part of the level. Just kind of got some awkward movement, but not really risky or like that meaningful. We've got kind of a funny vent here that can be weird to get into. I bonked. Then you just kind of have to mash to get through it.
The DMR strat that Clip is about to use up here with the sniper is, I guess at this point it's not, it was like found a long time ago and then we didn't use it because it was too hard. Now everybody's amazing in the game, so everybody uses it. So it's pretty cool.
We got another slant boost here. Nice.
That's a big one. Wow.
And we're about two quick shots.
Two quick ones.
And then clean up the rest.
Nice, dude.
And we've got our second battery.
That was so clean.
So now we got a little bit of time to breathe. While we're kind of entering BT and doing a little bit of the Titan tutorials, cutscene stuff, I'd like to explain wall kicks.
Yes.
So when you touch a wall, there's a 5-frame window for you to jump off of it, and if you do jump off of it in that window, you will gain speed. And so the quicker you jump off the wall, the more speed you will gain. And so that's kind of like one of the main speed mechanics that like you're constantly saving time off of, or saving or losing. And it's pretty pivotal to the run overall.
Yeah, between strafing and wall kicks, I mean, those are that's the bread and the butter, you know. So those are the two things you really have to be good at. And you know, I mentioned crouch kicks earlier. I think we'll probably get to those a little bit later. But those basically allow us to go even faster off of wall kicks. And really, when they were found a couple years ago, completely revolutionized the way that we play the game. So here we're being introduced to our Titan for the first time. Basically, we're going to be able to collect several different Titan loadouts throughout the run. You can think of those as like different character classes in like a like a hero shooter or something like that. They will all have different like strengths and weaknesses and abilities, and some of them are very important for the sake of this run. This is the tutorial that's teaching us about all of the.
Wow, none of those hit.
All of the abilities that this particular loadout has. Expedition. It's got this vortex shield. You're getting trolled. It's got this vortex shield. It's got these rockets. We're not going to use it too much outside of this area right here.
Yeah, and I want to point out, we are like killing these enemies in a very specific way. This drone does not want to die.
No.
Like we were keeping alive some of the enemies to reflect their bullets back. This has been a very messy Titan tutorial, though.
Like everything that could have gone
wrong. This is like your worst nightmare on gold pace for BT. Like low-key one of the
oh yeah, I've definitely lost many a gold split to
easiest places to lose time.
This is a cool strat coming up here. This was found a long time ago, actually. We're going to use that vortex shield that we saw earlier. So we're going to shoot this guy. He's going to put up his own shield. We reflect bullets back. Boom. No you. And he's dead.
So now we're basically done with the level. We're just waiting for a audio cue to go into the end level trigger. If we go too early, we'll lose some time. So, all right, there we go.
All right, and now we head into Blood and Rust, which is...
Blood and Rust.
Right out of the gate is just gnarly. So I'll kind of let the gameplay speak for itself here at the start. Like, it is very cool.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite, just I think the best level in the game, to be honest.
This is the main level, the ILU grind too, right?
Yeah.
So... Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that first frag can be a little rough sometimes, but we just get a quick reload.
Yeah, very like safe frag to go for in a general sense, if you can call it that. And as it turns out, going into Titan is pretty slow. Anytime we're able to get out of it, even though he has, you know, big 20-foot legs, it's a lot faster because of things like crouch kicks and air strafing. We're basically going to fly through this entire area. Really hard strafe to the right. Nice. And ideally, we will end up right inside this little control room. This is really clean so far.
Okay, we got a cloak here because there's these two tones that can be very mean, but we're good. And we touched the button. So now we're setting up for an audio cue to pull a frag and get through this door right as it opens. Okay. Oh, that's scary. Okay, I missed
Dude,
my
I can't believe you're like bailing out of these and living. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's very scary. Okay, I'm gonna bail on that. I don't have the lineup to get through that cleanly, so we're just gonna take it nice and slow.
If you can call this slow. Your definition of slow is interesting to me.
Now coming up, we're gonna have like what we call a tap strafe. Oh, well, we would have. If that grunt didn't.
We will have many more tap strafes. Don't be sad.
And what those do is they just let us go through corners very nicely, because with the high, or rather low air acceleration, it makes making turns kind of difficult, and so tap strafing just helps us get that extra like precision when going through.
If you were at all familiar with tap strafing from Apex Legends, that movement tech was found and pioneered by Titanfall speedrunners. It's effectively like the reason it exists and is like so well known about in Apex at this point, which I think is really cool. I think it's really cool that like we had like an impact on another game like that. So anyway, very clean movement through this section. There are just so many enemies in this level. It is such a departure from, you know, the big open landscapes of BT, and now we're in all these tight corridors. Really cool little movement tech coming up here. You're not going to see it too much. It's called a bump launch. We're going to get in the corner, hold crouch, press jump a bunch, and we shoot straight up. Nicely done. This crowd is awesome. They're reacting to everything. I can hear it. They're like, y'all are great. Hell yeah. So go ahead.
Finally reunited with BT. I actually didn't need to pick up those frags because I picked them up from the grunt, but now we've got to do this audio cue to keep BT where he's at. Then we need to press this button, and we're gonna come over and just embark right through the fence.
So that is sludge skip. That saves probably like 5 minutes. It is a huge time save. You will definitely remember that fight if you played this game casually. And now, more pilot movement. This frag boost this is really good. This is really, really good. Oh, and the jump off the rail. Hell yeah.
And
nicely done. Okay, I'm gonna clap again. Dude, you're nailing it. All right, so first boss fight.
We've got a funny here coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to alarm you, but we do have a funny coming up.
Wow!
Love that.
The Mandarin VA goes hard in this game.
All right, so we disembarked out of BT, but he just teleports right back in, and we lose a little bit of time to having to re-embark into him, but we save that in spades from the pilot movement that we do after sludge skip.
And what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to build core. That's the meter you're going to see in the bottom left corner of the screen. That is effectively like our ultimate meter. And once we use that, we're going to activate our burst core, which is just unloading the gun really fast. Kane is behaving, I think. Nice. Okay. Yeah. And good.
There we go.
Nicely done, dude. Oh, good. We can clap for that. We can clap for that. We can clap for that.
For Kane fight?
I like generous claps. Yeah, it's definitely the easiest fight. We'll clap for it.
I don't know.
We're clapping for the rest.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then I think if you want to explain tap strafing a little more in depth.
Right here, for sure.
Now's a good time.
There's a really interesting movement mechanic in this game that is called strafe lurch. It's going to sound like how you might expect something to work, but it's a little bit more involved with that than that. Basically, anytime when you jump in this game, if you press a movement key within 0.4 seconds of jumping, you will do like a visual lurch in that direction, and you'll actually like lose a little bit of speed. And what happens is you can stack those lurches, and you can lurch at any of the 8 cardinal directions. So basically, anytime that Clip is tap strafing, he's going to be holding A or D and then tapping W. And so we're kind of like stacking these 45-degree like lurches in movement to take these really sharp corners that would otherwise be completely impossible. So anytime you see him do like an instant 90-degree strafe, that is what's going on there.
So this level has gone from like one of the most boring, worst levels to one of the coolest levels in the game in a very short period of time. We'll just get into it.
Yeah, this one is awesome. It's probably, since I stopped running this game, might be the single level that has changed the most.
Ooh, that was scary. Okay. There we go. That can be a little tight.
That a little tight is an understatement.
I know what I'm doing.
This strat is super cool. This is the first piece of bread in the Abyss sandwich, as it is known. The sandwich. There's 2 different strats that we nicely see. That's a tap strafe right there. He's like really cool out of bounds coming up here. Call us a prop. I'm afraid we don't think you call it a prop clip, but it's So now we're completely out of bounds. And this is going to skip the Titan fight normally at the end because we wouldn't be able to kill the Titans without being in BT at a reasonable amount of time. Clip is, this is really good. Knock on wood. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of navigate under the door, and then there is a quick spawn, like a quick spawn death trigger right here. So we're going to death warp, appear on the other side of the door, hit the trigger, and now we're going to go hit the button, and effectively we have completed the mission. Clip's going to go for like a ridiculous frag boost.
Okay, and now
no way
we
you hit
are
that.
following
You're wild.
the instructions of the level title, and we are falling into the abyss to end the level.
Damn.
Normally you go through the like platform that goes down into that trigger, but we can just fall down into the trigger. Once we hit the button, we're safe. We can't die there. So
also, Clip, I don't mean to alarm you, but this is RTA, so the timer doesn't pause when you drop the
my bad. My bad. Okay. That's actually bad. That's a regular death. Okay, so the start of this level seems like really, really cool. You're off to like 70 already. There's a bunch of kicks. It's great. But I have bad news. None of this matters.
It's an auto-scroller.
And I don't mean to say that in just an existential way. It doesn't matter for the time of the level. We can take all the time we want.
Up to a certain point, anyway. Yeah. But yeah, this level's a big auto-scroller. There's currently like a huge campaign within our community to try to find a way to skip this level because the end level trigger is present as soon as you load in. Unfortunately, as far as we are concerned right now, we are more or less tied to the speed of these platforms. The end level trigger is like out of bounds and past an invisible wall and then like a ton of void and then another invisible wall and then like maybe you could get there. We will still be accessing it early, but maybe not in the quite in that way. But yeah, that's kind of like that is like the holy grail. That's kind of like the barrier skip of this game. If we're ever able to skip this mission, we have like a big bounty out for it too. Not necessarily skip this mission, but skip the auto-scroller portion of it, and not have to wait for the platforms. That would be kind of everything. But right now, what we're doing is we're just kind of navigating over to the last area that we have to wait for the platforms, more or less. And there is. Are you going to do red versus blue?
I'm fine too. I wanted to take the time to explain stuff during there, but we could probably do both.
Dude, this is your run.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of a hater of red versus blue hater. I feel like it's kind of boring most of the time, but I think I'll try and do both.
You're realizing you're talking to the person that, created red versus blue in this game.
Hey, I'm just being real.
Okay, you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate someone that's real with me. Thank you. So yeah, normally what did you want to explain since red versus blue is so boring?
Well, I was going to explain, I was going to explain crouch kicks. So we've basically
a great time to do it. Yeah.
Cleared all the enemies. This is somewhere that you should never die. I've definitely never died in this auto-scroller section. Anyway. So while these guys are fighting, I wanted to explain crouch kicks. Okay, so there's a mechanic where if you're about to fall off of a wall and you jump as that's happening, blue.
Let's go red! Let's go red! That's my goat.
I was trying to do a funny hack animation.
Well,
anyway, there's a mechanic where if you're about to fall off a wall and you jump as that's happening, you'll get a speed boost. And so this comes in the form of an end boost, just your wall run timer running out, and an edge boost, just running out of the wall. But we can also manually eject ourselves from the wall by crouching. And so what that allows us to do is just get a end boost wherever we want by jumping and crouching at the same time. And so this basically invalidates, or thinking a different word, anyway, end boost and edge boost, because we can just do them wherever we want. But the other great thing about that is that it also allows us to combine it with wall kicks, because we can instantly get that edge boost, or rather end boost. So we just get like an extra 3 kilometers every kick for the most part.
Also, absolutely incredible strat coming up here.
Yes, we're taking this platform, and you saw a little bit of the platform shenanigans earlier, but this is like taking it to the max. Once we get around this corner, it's going to start speeding up big time, and we're going to use that speed to get all the way to the end. This is basically the only part of the level that actually matters. So, here I go. Ooh, this is scary.
That looks like good speed.
This is scary, but I think
maybe. Oh, so close. Wait, can you save off that? That'd be crazy.
You can if you land on there, but we're going to have to reload the checkpoint.
Okay.
It normally sends you back 2 minutes, so.
All right. Oh, this looks way better already.
Okay.
Nice. Nicely done. And then this climb after is like arguably harder to do like quickly, which is pretty funny. So now what we're doing is this like dome up here is starting to assemble itself, and we're trying to get up here fast enough in order to kind of hitch a ride off this next one right here. Nicely done. And we hit the trigger. There we go. Okay. Nicely done. So from here we have initiated the dome construction sequence and hit all the necessary triggers to finish the level. Basically what's happening right here is we're in kind of like a testing facility. And so this Ash, who is actually, I guess, a character in Apex Legends now, right? Anyway, she's basically about to perform some experiments on us, but we have, obviously, for speedrunners, we're going to have our own means of getting out of this level. So this is the way that this skip was found was kind of cool. We submitted this game to SGDQ 2017, which feels like a lifetime ago now. A Respawn dev found our video and was like, hey, there's a faster way to skip this level. And after we eventually found that there's just a hole in the geometry right there. And that allows us to get out of bounds. We're going to navigate all the way around the corner here, and we're going to set up in a very specific spot because the lights are going to go out in the dome, and but the game is not telling you, it's teleporting you to the actual dome location, which is over there. And basically, we're set up in such a location that when we get teleported, we get put directly on top of the end level trigger. So this is, I think, at this point, one of the oldest skips in the game. This is dome skip. It's one of those like big skips, like a sludge skip that you saw earlier, that skips a massive fight sequence and saves, I mean, minutes, like several minutes. So we get teleported and then we fall down. You can see how the speedometer went to like 24,000 kilometers an hour for a second. That was the teleport, and now we skip the level.
Yep, we're finally out of the auto scroller madness, and we get to actually kind of play the game again. Oh, forgot to.
You forgot to move?
I buffered it.
Oh, gotcha. Abyss 3 is kind of cool. This is kind of like a sneaky, difficult level.
Sneaky, cool level as well,
yeah,
especially
nice
in the past little while. It's grown a lot in its coolness.
And we're going to be really seeing a lot of crouch kicks here. And just to kind of like reiterate what crouch kicks are in a very like succinct form, it allows us to get like a double boost by pressing crouch and jump at the exact same time anytime that we jump off a wall. So it's just kind of like a magnitude higher than a regular wall kick, maybe 2 magnitudes higher. So we're going to put together a lot of speed here. Are you going for the pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're just not going to get into BT. We're going to stay as a pilot this entire time here. It's quite difficult and really dangerous because, again, this terrain is treacherous. It is really hard to navigate correctly. And also, most of these Titans can one-shot you with any of their various abilities. That is such a cool half slide right there.
Ooh, I actually hit that kick. Thankfully, that tone is kind of preoccupied with the Prowlers there, so we rarely have to worry about that guy. Ooh, nice
double wall kick. I like that. So
we're going to touch the trigger of the boss fight and then turn around. And we're doing this because BT is going to teleport to us once again, asterisk. So yeah, we're here to the Ash fight. Normally, we have to kill the boss before that door behind Ash will open up, but we're going to embark back into BT, and we're just going to ignore Ash. We don't care. And we're going to head over to the door to do a little funny magic trick. We set up in this corner with our crosshair. I'm just going to make sure I've got it. All right. This should work. BT's going to back up out of the electric smoke, and once we embark, we're through the door.
Nice.
Presto. Okay, I could not hear that.
Oh. Nice job, crowd. You messed up his audio cue. Way to be excited for him.
Yeah, now we just kind of awkwardly make our way to the end level trigger.
Nicely done. That was a good Abyss 3.
So now we've got a little bit of an interesting thing here. We're going to go into the level and immediately quit out and re-enter. And what this is going to do is this is going to give us our Titan loadouts that we skipped during doing like those Titanless movement sections, because you can only pick up Titan loadouts while in BT. And so the game just kind of, when you enter a level through the menu select, it just gives you the kind of things it expects you to have. And so we just kind of get to get those Titan loadouts back for basically no time loss.
It's just like an investment of what, like 0.2 seconds?
Like 0.5.
When you consider IGT, so...
Yeah.
This strat is so sick.
Oh,
nice. That was cool.
It still worked.
Yeah, that was sick. Looking good. This strat is awesome. Building up speed here is so important because you can carry it for so long. Nice. Here's Anderson, who we met at the beginning of the game, by the way. He's dead. Yeah. I told you.
We can't get him out. We tried.
So let's talk about this level for a bit. This level is a 3-chapter level called Affecting Cause, and this is really, I think, the main mission that this game is known for as far as the campaign goes. As you've probably noticed, there's some sort of like time dilation happening here where randomly being swapped back and forth through 2 different timelines. Eventually, we'll get the ability to control that, but right now we're kind of at the whim of the pace that the game is going to swap those timelines. And there's some ways that we can take advantage of that, which we'll see in a bit. But this is the research facility that I talked about at the beginning of the run that the militia was here to investigate. The IMC is working on some sort of a weapon here or something, and the effects of the weapon have caused time to be unstable in this area. So right now we're we're basically learning more or less everything that I just told you from this audio log that's being relayed between Sarah Briggs and the dead guy that I mentioned. Nice, and now we've officially made it a some helmets speedrun. Good job, Clip, my favorite category.
Also, yeah, at this point we're just kind of waiting around.
Yeah.
So this is just for fun. This is what I like to do in my free time. So we got some time to kill here.
Do you? Or don't we have to get up there kind of quick at this point?
We're gonna have to do a dialogue, but we do have a little bit of time.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just tripping. Sorry, I'm back to gaming you. That's my bad.
I was a little slow on the dialogue, but yeah, we just need to get over to this spot. And BT's gonna throw up a zip line up here, and we're gonna catch it right as it comes out. So
cool little strat. One of the many strats in this game that was found by S Deception. One of the really early.
I missed it.
S Deception is so sad right now. One of the early. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to S Deception. One of the early pioneers of this game that was responsible for a lot of the early routing. That there's still some stuff that he found that we used. And yeah, very important router in this game's history.
And by the way, there's invisible walls blocking that, so you can't just jump up into here. You have to take that zip line.
Yeah.
Here we have a funny little.
Or you can do the teleport thingy. Yeah, that's cool. The way that the game teleports you in between the 2 different timelines is there's 2 different levels, and you're being teleported between 2 of those at any given time. And so that's how they simulate the time dilations here. There's a really cool strat. One of my favorite strats I've ever found in this game. It's called FTL. We're going to line up in a specific spot, and when the time switches back.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the checkpoint and
That's
reload.
smart. That was a veteran maneuver right there. Looks
okay,
good.
This is risky, but I'm going for it. We made it.
Nice.
Okay. If you're too slow there, you will soft lock and you have to load checkpoint. So that was kind of a ballsy move. You need almost
Gas
minimum
yourself
80.
Up. I like it.
But you can get through with high 70s. So now we have finally seen the bottom half of Anderson. Awesome. We're gonna get his little wristwatch that is gonna be able to swap time for us.
One of my favorite tooltips in any game, press button to time travel, is pretty cool. A pretty cool thing to tell the player. So yeah, this mission is awesome. Now we have full control over which timeline we're in, and the level is going to be pretty specifically routed based on we're going to be in certain timelines at certain times. Wow, that was a redundant statement. Anyway, basically, this mission is kind of all movement. There's no super huge skips. There's a lot of triggers that we have to hit no matter what. But when it's all happening in a single flow, and we're swapping back and forth between different timelines and hitting our crouch kicks and tap strafes, it's very fun to watch. One of the more popular ILs to run, despite these waiting sequences here that you are about to be subject to. So this mission is split into kind of 3 different parts. In every single little dialogue segment here, we're being delivered some of the information that Anderson found when he visited, which is, explaining to us what the IMC is building here.
Got an audio cue here. Just hear that music start, and then that's how I know. Oh, I lost my speed there. That's how I know when to start that. Now
we are on to the second Anderson room.
Just gotta get over here.
The way we exit this room is pretty sick, though.
Yep, we're gonna set up here, and we're gonna wait for an audio cue, and then go around in a big circle here to build up speed to get through that door right as it opens.
If I'm talking when you need the audio cue, just let me know.
Oh, it's not an audio cue, so you're good.
Okay, cool. This is a really cool strat because this was effectively a strat that we kind of started doing because we tasked it originally. So this is kind of like a version of a task strat, although not even close to what it is in the task, that we now use in the full game run, which I think is super cool. We call it spinning up the blender. Woo! Oh, you were zooming. And now here we go into Oh my God, are you serious? You're not real. You are not a real player. This is crazy.
That's kind of straight. Crazy.
So here we go. This is the most difficult room in this level.
Ah, that frag.
You got to back up for it, I'm sure. Nice half slide.
Can I make it? Ugh.
This is crazy. You're going for this.
Okay, I double jumped early, so we're gonna have to take the zip line. That probably would have worked if I didn't do that, but still can get.
And now snuggle slide.
Whee.
Yes. Whoa! Hole in one.
Oh, hole in one too. Yeah. Don't ask me how that works. I can't explain it.
There's like a huge. I mentioned this week before. He has like a 20-minute video that more or less explains why that trick works. It's really cool. You jump on that bridge, and it just, even though it's coming at you, it zooms you the other direction. Shout out SnugglePugHug for finding that strat. It is very cool. Plus, you got a hole in one. Gotta love that. All right, so Effect and Cause Chapter 3. This is one of the shortest missions in the game. This is the holy cow! You almost died. This is the final chapter of the Effect and Cause series of missions. Short, sweet. There's a cool little damage boost we're gonna do here on a fan. Nice, big tap strafe.
Oh,
the Prowlers got in the way. Nasty.
All right.
Still got to see the cool fan boost though, which is neat. Are you going? Do you do ship skip?
Yes.
Wow, you're a ship skipper. Okay.
Yep.
All right. There's a very difficult strat that saves like maybe 2 seconds that I guess Clip does in full game runs now because he's just that good. So.
Yeah.
And in marathon settings apparently. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's so easy for you. What the heck?
It's not. It's a little scary. It's very chokeable. But it's not the hardest strat in the world.
Okay, I remember when that was like IL. There's so many things that are in the full game right now that were, I stopped running this game 2 years ago. That for so long IL only. So the fact that, when I stopped running the game, the world record was an hour 17, and now it's about to be an hour 12 in the near future.
Crazy.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of progress that this run has seen in the last 2 years is really unreal. The fact that we have broken like. Let me think, 16, 15, 14. Yeah, so four different minute barriers in the span of 2 years. Considering how optimized the game was at that time, I'm kind of like an old head now in the community. I can't believe what I'm seeing. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this game just like never stops being improved upon, and like
it really does have an infinite
strats are just always found. It's crazy.
It really does have an infinite skill ceiling. If you ever have the time, just look up like Titanfall 2 tasks on YouTube. I think Space Dorito still has some of their stuff up. It is pretty incredible how far this game can be pushed. So here we go into probably the scariest sequence of missions, the Beacon.
Oh, that was so weird you saying that on Beacon 1, because this level is like, this is a short 2-minute break.
The Beacon 3 does a lot of hefty lifting for the scariness.
Yeah, yes.
Beacon 1 is definitely chill.
Yeah, right now we just need to be fast enough in killing these enemies before BT gets to the spot where we can embark him. Just gotta hit all these weak spots. And we're good. We can head back.
This was a strat that was found all the way back in 2017 by one of my good friends, actually, Tron Javolta. Great username. We're basically completing the checklist of everything the game wants us to do before the game does a check for that for the first time. So we're skipping a ton of dialogue between BT and some of the people that are... Oh, you're good?
Yeah, I don't know why that dialogue was slow, but I think it's actually fine. Yeah. I don't know, this level's weird.
It's definitely weird, yeah. But basically, we skip a bunch of dialogue between BT and some of our militia allies that are holed up in that little building there. And yeah, it saves, I think like 45 seconds. It's a big skip. This is a cool little strat.
Yeah, we get BT to run out by using that flame trap. And now he just teleports right back in.
That saves, a half second of him walking forward there?
Yeah. And now we've got probably one of the silliest strats in the game that I go for in full game runs. It's like the little circle room that we did in ENC2, except it barely matters at all.
This saves maybe less than half a second.
Oh, even less.
And there's so much setup for it.
Yeah, but it's, why not?
It's cool. Yeah, there's really the punish for it is you maybe lose a second if you mess it up, so it's really not a big deal.
Okay, we're good to go. Okay, not terrible, but we would be like kind of losing time over like a different pre-speed strat probably.
Nice,
So.
nice tenth of a second time save. That was sick as hell. Yeah. Now my favorite IL, the Beacon Chapter 2. This is probably the most competitive IL in the game's history as well. Just a frag boost right off the rip. You gotta love it. So this mission is really, really cool. It's pretty much all gas. It's going to have a lot of crouch kicks, a lot of really gnarly strafing there, and a very, very, very big skip, I would say, overall. So we are going to hit a trigger and then immediately death warp back to this location here, pull a frag, and skip an entire fight sequence. So cool. Then we get to maintain this speed all the way down this hallway, and then kind of like try and crank the strafe to the left here. Nice. And now we're gonna go pick up. Also, if you like Marvin's, the little robots here,
I got the slam boost.
That was cool. I would look. Oh, actually, I couldn't even tell you to look away because Clip was too fast.
Okay.
Anyway, we killed him. He's dead.
Okay, I'm actually gonna have to wait to get my slide boost back. Okay, whatever. We didn't get the boost, but I didn't die, so who cares? Now,
nice, man.
Oh,
the Marvin's revenge.
What?
Wow, that is actually entirely random. I can't.
That's crazy.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
The amount of like IL PBs that is killed for me on this level. One of the many reasons I hate Marvin's. Anyway, there's a super cool strat that I'm sure Clip is going to go for that he might get.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's super finicky. It's also one of the newest strats in the game. It's called Dark Slide. Shout out Darkwind. Yes, we got it. Now look at the speed here. This is not intentional.
Oh, okay. This is scary because I got
nice recovery. Oh my god, dude!
We were able to keep it through.
Wow. I think that's the first time Dark Slide's ever been shown off in a marathon. At least in a GDQ marathon.
Okay. Yeah.
That was sick. So yeah, there's a very interesting interaction we do with one of the triggers for that fan that usually you get pushed by the fan and then you encounter a speed cap. There's like a speed limit to how fast you can go. I don't know specifically why that works, but the jumping at that specific angle allows us to circumvent that speed cap and just go down that hallway at 300 kilometers plus an hour. It's super duper cool. One of my that's one of the only new strats I've learned. When that was discovered, I was like, okay, I'll boot up the game for the first time in a year and a half and learn this. It was pretty sick.
That is the highest speed strat in the route, by the way.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. We got a little bit of some errands to run here, a little bit of business to attend to before we really get to I would say the meat of this speed run. I would say the strat that anybody that has seen this run before knows is coming. I'm not necessarily going to spoil it if you haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty flipping cool. What we got to do here is we have to reset this reactor. What the militia are trying to do right now is reestablish connection with their home base up in space. And they need to activate this gigantic satellite dish to do so. And so we're just going through a bunch of motions to try and do that. What's going to happen is we're going to find out, oh no, it's broken. You got to go out there and fix it. So just kind of waiting for that for now.
Yeah, this level is, I wouldn't say the hardest level in the game, but especially as of like recent and all the strats we do in it now, it is definitely the scariest level in the game and the most like easy to just slip up and lose your entire run just like that. So definitely like the biggest reset point for me.
Highest risk, highest reward. Yep.
But yeah, now we just gotta embark back into BT. We're actually gonna be doing like a little bit of Titan movement, which we did a bit in Beacon or Beacon 1. But yeah, just a little bit of one
of the few times you actually move around at a Titan.
Yeah, we use our like little phase dash.
There's a very cool strat coming up here that was found all the way back in 2017 by Taskanaz, our Australian glitch hunting legend. If you hover in a Titan and kind of wedge yourself in the corner where you can bonk your head and then disembark, you kind of inherit some of the weird like gravity properties that the game gives you when you hover in a Titan. So you'll notice that Clip's jump is noticeably floatier now. His player gravity by embarking at that specific time has been reduced by roughly 15%. So, and with that, he also has to strafe like a little bit slower too. It's, oh my God. Okay, it's a little bit interesting.
We do a little trolling.
I
gotta get the helmet.
And so what's about to happen here is BT is like, hey, we need to get over there, but I think I'll just throw you.
Okay.
And now we have reduced gravity We're also going to be holding jump as soon as he throws us, which is going to allow us to do a frame-perfect jump after the throw. And here comes Hyper Fastball. Good luck. Oh, nicely done, dude. Nicely done.
We missed the kick. We could have carried the speed all the way, but we just got to do a little backup here.
That was so sick, dude. Nicely done. And now what's crazy is we're only halfway done. There is like another equally difficult strat that we're going for right after. You might have noticed that Clipboard picked up a specific kind of grenade when we were on the way over here. The strat was very specifically routed for that. This is a gravity star. It explodes after contacting with the ground after a certain period of time. And we're going to use that to enable this entire strat on the way back. So here we go.
There we go. Nice. That kick's scary.
Now, we talked about platform velocity before. Nice.
Okay, I think this might work on the left wall. We'll see.
Are you going for Cooperang?
We're going for it.
You're crazy.
We got it.
No way.
Let's go. All the way back.
Yes, dude. Oh, my God. I can't believe that you just went for that. I think that might be actually the first time that's ever been performed in a marathon. That was unbelievable. I would say that strat was found actually right after Bladen's SGDQ 2023 run. So what this strat is going to allow us to do, we kind of like went there and back and there and back again. Normally during the sequence, you would be kind of bound to an artificial timer, so to speak. But by kind of hitting the triggers out of order, it allows us to advance the mission to the next sequence. How much time does Cooperang save? It's
only like a few seconds, but the RTO strat saves like upwards of 30.
That's what I was talking about.
Because we skip having to kind of wait through just enemies infinite respawning for like, I don't know, 30 seconds probably, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it saves that much time that like going all the way around the long way, like still saves time just because of how much time we would be waiting during that fight otherwise.
That is so sick that you hit Cooperang. I didn't think like after the launch, I didn't think you had it in you, or I didn't think you had the speed for it. So.
Yeah, and that one's on that left wall. It's very finicky. You have to have like very
consistent strat.
Specific velocity, but I didn't have enough height to go for the middle platform, which is more consistent. But yeah, that RTO, which by the way, I just want to mention, we call it the Tesco meal deal, which is just fantastic. I love that.
Opposite sides of the coin right here.
It just makes that fight actually interesting. Like it adds a whole layer to that fight of like getting through it faster when before it was just like, don't be too slow, you know?
Okay, let's explain why it's called the Tesco meal deal at this point if we're going to talk. So, you know how we did a bunch of back and forth? Basically, so it was named by a British person. And I guess Tesco is like a big grocery chain in Britain. So it's like you go to Tesco for the Tesco meal deal, but then you're like, oh crap, I forgot the milk. So you go back to Tesco to get the milk, and then you go back. That's hence the circular, so the Tesco meal deal.
We do call that circular building that we go kill those grunts in. We do call that the milk aisle. I will be honest, nobody has come up with a better name for it. So
honestly, you're not wrong there. Anyway, shout out. Was it Next Racer that came? Of course, it was Next. Shout out
so
Next Racer.
Now we're going to be setting up in a specific spot for this fight, and hopefully we get kind of it's a weird manip. It's not super consistent, but we're using Scorch, which is not the normal strat, but yeah, hopefully we can just melt Richter really quickly.
Oh, you're going for the Scorch strat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 traps down.
This looks good.
This looks good.
He did.
Okay, we can. Oh, wait, what?
Troll.
What happened to his thing?
You're getting trolled.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, it's fine. We have to use Flight Core here, which is a little weird. Why is it not letting me in? Okay.
Nice. So there's a reason for this. What's going to happen now is the game needs BT to be at the top of this elevator, but we've kind of just teleported him in between different walls and he just appears there, which is pretty cool. It saves like 3 seconds. What do we? Elmo Clip.
Elmo Clip. That was also Next Racer.
That's all. Yeah, Next Racer is infamous for having their profile picture be like a distorted picture of Elmo. And they found that, so we call it Elmo Clip. Are you going for a stuck launch?
Yeah, I'm not good at it. But
this is like the only stuck launch that I think is present in Titanfall 2 as opposed to other Source games.
booted me out.
Yeah, if you can like kind of fall here infinitely and then you'll get launched out. It has like no practical use, but anyway.
Why is it doing this? It might be actually the frame rate or the refresh rate. I'm actually not sure, but
it's on 144 hertz for what it's worth. But anyway, very, very good Beacon 3.
Yeah.
We have basically completed everything here. We only have an ending cutscene left, so nailed hyper fast fall.
I'm shocked.
Nailed Coopering. Like just hit all the hard strats. That was super duper cool. So now we're finally reunited with the rest of the militia. All the information that we discovered we're gonna like relay to them. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go basically enter the final act of the game and chase after the bad guys to prevent them from using this time dilation weapon to blow up the universe. Well, specifically the militia home planet of
is it Typhon?
No, we're on Typhon. Dude, it's been so long I don't remember. But anyway, you get it.
Isn't it like Harmony or something?
Harmony. I think it's Harmony. Yep. I think it's Harmony. Anyway.
So, yeah. This is we just have one little cutscene here.
Oh yeah. If I may interject really quick.
Yeah,
I mentioned before that Mandarin saved a lot of time. Mandarin specifically, we saved like 14 seconds on this level alone. So with all the dialogue that transpires here, it's pretty cool.
And now we're going to be coming up onto Trial by Fire, which has just become like such a cool level. So many interesting things that we can do here.
This level's changed a lot over the years.
So I want to start out by explaining a mechanic that's going to come in handy knowing later. Basically, when you get hit as a Titan, you gain core, and core is like your ultimate ability. But there's also this mechanic where if you're outside of your Titan, he will gain core at like a multiplied rate. And so we can use that in this section down here. It's gonna like, these turrets are gonna start hitting us. And so we're gonna disembark at a certain spot and then re-embark to get 100% core for free.
For free?
For free.
For free.
Maybe, okay, you can pick up frags there, but I took a lot of damage. But there we go.
The core meter is fully charged.
We're also looking down to reduce damage, because damage is reduced from things that you can't see. And now we're using our flight core, but we have Scorch abilities. You want to explain how this works?
That's funny that you want me to explain how it works, because I actually don't know how this works. This was a post-bryonato era development.
All right, well, basically we switched to Brute, and then we swap to Scorch and select the Titan and immediately core. And it basically just lets us infinitely use our flight core ability and just kind of like own all of the Titans here.
And it's very important that we destroy these quickly, because we need to destroy a certain amount for a quota, waiting for that line of dialogue from Sarah. This mission is largely an escort mission. This is basically the most Call of Duty 4-like level in the speedrun if you watch the Call of Duty 4 run. We need Sarah to reach all this far elevator down here, and then she's keeping up, which is good. And so pretty much everything we're doing here is done in order to allow Sarah to advance as quickly and as consistently as possible, because this level has been far from consistent in its history.
We're picking up frags.
Oh, you're going for the
funny secret strat that you may be aware of.
I am aware of this strat.
But we will lose a little bit of time to picking up those frags, but it's going to allow us to do the aforementioned
I guarantee you, the watch party in the Titanfall 2 speedrun Discord right now is going ballistic, knowing what Clip is about to go for.
All right, so we need both of the Titans in this elevator for it to start moving up, and that's why we needed to escort Sarah.
Also, I don't think this has ever been performed in like a full run before.
I don't think so either.
Okay, so this is basically a very brand new strat that is beyond difficult, and I'll just kind of let Clip go for it.
Okay, it's not enough speed. We're going to have to bail.
Okay, have to bail it. I'm impressed that you even considered attempting it there.
You got to go for it.
Wait, you even have a checkpoint here? Oh. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, this is very scary.
I'm going to let you lock in here. Good luck. The risk of death is very high right now, folks. Nice. Around the corner. Okay. Are you safer now, or are you still scary?
This part's pretty chill. Okay, actually delaying that wall kick kind of saved me there from bonking.
Cool. So this is a really cool strat that's called Lone Wolf. It's oh my god. It's we call it Lone Wolf because you abandon BT, you navigate all this area on your own. You're supposed to be in your Titans, just like dealing with.
Oh no.
BT. How did BT die?
I messed up the clip. Normally we clip him into the floor, and
oh wow.
We get him. We get sent all the way back, so we're gonna have to. I'm gonna load a checkpoint.
Oh, okay.
Because
cool.
it just takes forever. So I will give it one more.
Oh, okay, cool. We get to see you go for that again. That's
one
cool
more try. We'll see if it happens. Okay, not enough speed.
Not enough speed. Okay.
Not even close.
Yeah, so basically what happens there is there was a specific strat that Clip went for that causes BT to kind of phase into the floor. And we do that because, as you saw, if BT dies, it causes a fail state for the level. And BT is just really, really bad at staying alive. So, yeah, I guess the clip didn't work. BT came up and tried to like solo the entire militia army, or IMC army by himself and then just died. Which is funny that it happened right at the end, too. It's very typical.
Yeah, I'm usually fast enough where that doesn't happen. But
probably going for the other thing was what caused that. So.
Yeah, but now we're good. We're chilling. We're basically at the end of the level. Fingers crossed. And we're just gonna.
Nobody has ever died in this section.
No. Okay. So once we hit the trigger here, I'm pretty sure we're good.
Yeah.
There's the level.
Nice.
A little bit bumpy, but.
I would say for a run that has not encountered any. I mean, you basically went through without encountering any bumps, so to speak, until now. So good job.
We're doing a menu once again to get one more Titan loadout. And yeah, we're on to the second to last level in the game. For the most part, this game is pretty like RNG free. We have like a little bit of interactions with AI enemies that like can sometimes make things weird. But like having Trial by Fire into the Ark, just like a hotbed of RNG that can be really awful sometimes. And just in general, this level is like one of the most, well, not even one of the most jank level in the game.
Yep.
It's just weird.
There are, yeah, so there's a lot of things happening in this level. There's ships that are moving back and forth. There's like wind vectors, like you can get pushed by, obviously you're traveling at a high rate of speed. So if you get exposed to the wind, you can get like pushed in different directions. And we're gonna do some skips that kind of open a can of worms of just like a bunch of Swag Bingus?
There we go, Swag Bingus.
There you go. This is just a swag strat that Clip loves to do. I think you named Swag Bingus?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But I do love Bingus very dearly.
Anyway, we're going to do a skip coming up here. Here's Viper. I guess we're not skipping Viper, but we're doing a skip coming up here that is going to skip a kind of a fastball sequence where BT is going to throw us from one ship to another. And it's going to cause a lot of weird things to happen as far as the progression of this level goes.
You'll notice BT is up there.
Yes, and he's actually waving at the player. It's like an Easter egg.
And then once we get here, oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Oh, man, awesome. Just where I wanted.
So best of luck. We got Barker skip coming up. It's a very specific audio cue with the frag boost.
Let's line up here and wait for the audio cue. Oh, okay, we're just going for it then.
You might just get super lucky. You are not getting super lucky.
I tried to drop it, but I threw it instead.
You trolled. That was a troll maneuver right there.
Yeah, we do a little trolling.
Yeah.
It's par for the course.
Eventually you'll find the line. Looks, don't, yep. Oh, nice. Nice.
Sometimes the ship is very slippery and you think you made it on and then you immediately fall off and embarrass yourself.
It is so easy to overshoot it, to do it so well that you just fly to the other side of it. There's so much randomness with that. Nicely done, nicely done. So that is Barker skip and then immediately followed by 6-4 skip. Those are two independent skips that skip quite a bit of gameplay.
That was actually very good.
Yeah, that was really good. So now the game is going to say we need to clear these 3 gun batteries. We only actually have to clear the last one, and then the rest of them will just despawn.
Yeah, so this isn't super important. It's pretty easy to get all of them cleared quickly if you do it right. But we cook a frag here to deal with those two, get the shield guy, and those guys are done.
That was
we got the stagger, but it doesn't matter at this point because we were waiting anyway. So,
and hopefully you don't get controlled by the 6-4 here.
Okay, I'm actually not sure how it works.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
So I'm not going to say we haven't made it yet.
You're good.
Right.
We're good. Yeah. It's possible to go so fast here that the 6-4 just like stays up in the ship or literally floats off into the distance slowly.
I thought that was just like random arc jank. Is that actually being too fast?
I mean, most of the things in this level are because you go fast, so that would probably be why.
Here we're going to kind of get to this fight area a little bit early by jumping on top of that ship.
This is probably like the most, pilot combat intensive part of the game right here is this specific room.
Gonna get rid of my frags. We want to get fire stars? Nice. Okay. Then we just got to clear out these enemies. We're trying to kill specific enemies that the 6-4 does not like to take out. Now we're going to set up here these fire stars.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was scary. Ideally, we try and kind of like spawn camp them with them and just kill them immediately. And then get up to the top here and clear out these other enemies. And hopefully by then, the 6-4 will basically be done doing their job. We can help them out a little bit.
They need a lot of help, apparently. This is a very, very slow 6-4.
What is going on? Okay, there we go.
I wonder if like there was like a stalker alive or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, Gates shooting at nothing. The progression for this next part is tied to Gates getting all the way up here, and she tries to look really cool with all the movement and like jumping off the wall and stuff, but really it's just, we're still waiting. There you go. All right, so this is your typical like breach and clear segment that I feel like is in every FPS these days. We don't actually have to kill anybody. We're just going to go straight up to use a knife to pilot a ship.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about the data knife.
It's just
funny knife that hacks things.
The ultimate convenient plot device. Yeah.
We've got a lot of superstition regarding this console. Make sure to wait until the prompt comes up
and jump and.
Yep, we're doing all the measures.
Spin around 3 times.
And now we need to pilot this ship to line it up with the ship in front of us. It's pretty straightforward. We just kind of have to go right, go up.
It's also totally possible that the game crashes or you die or, or a ship comes through behind and...
I think we're good.
Flattens you. Okay, cool. We're good. And then we have to stay away from the window here because the hitbox for BT to throw us is still on his hand. So if we walk up to it, like that hitbox overlaps and the game crashes. Nice. Okay. So Viper fight coming up, and this looks way different than when I did it. So I don't even know what you're about to do here.
Yeah, we got a very interesting strat here. We're going to start out by trying to just get rid of his shields first, and then we're going to use the splitter rifle, one of the weapons. There's kind of a bug with it that just lets you get a ton of damage and just kind of melt the boss.
Jeez. Wow.
And then we just need to use our sword core, clean up these scorches, and there we go.
Do you think that was fast enough for...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Because, you're going to have so mumuch more time now because you kill Viper so much faster. Now, there's a super cool strat coming up here. Do you mind if I explain it?
Yeah, go for it.
So, effectively, you do a lot of forward progression in this level. There's kind of a box that surrounds where the game expects the player to be, and the box slowly moves forward as you progress the level. However, we did Viper so fast that we're actually about to be transported outside of that box. And you'll notice that the game is going to start artifacting in the background right about here. And so that is now, we have now we are farther ahead than the game expects us to be. And that box I talked about with these big invisible walls is rapidly approaching us. And unless we do something very specific, it will kill us. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to mantle at the same time as we get pushed.
We wait for the push.
Nicely done.
Twice.
There we go. And then to finish it all off, we have to kill Viper. Nicely done, dude. That is a super cool strat. I really, really like that. Yeah, it was really interesting. We found out how to do Viper faster, and then we just started like dying on the I remember the first time I did a run after doing the new Viper strat that Reginald's found. We just started like dying after. We couldn't figure out why. It's because we literally went so fast. There are so many things in this game that you go so fast you have to like compensate for it by doing ridiculous other things. So So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, going too fast is absolutely a real issue in this game. And something with that strat, Snake Splitter, I don't know if I mentioned the name, but that's just the strat that we melt Viper with. It actually doesn't save that much time because when we kill Viper so fast, we have to wait even longer to clip back and bounds. So it only saves like a few seconds, including that like time loss to the clipping back and bounds.
Looks awesome though.
And now we've got one of the few hold W sequences where you must hold down W for the cutscene to progress.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is so this is the Arc right here. What the level is named after. This is some sort of mysterious power source that the IMC discovered that powers their big, the fold weapon, as it's known. Their big weapon that distorts time to destroy stuff.
And we are going to crash very soon. Not the game's not going to crash. The ship is going to.
Yeah.
But
the game might, I mean, it could crash. Who knows?
Well, you never know with this game.
Yeah. I feel like this game is generally pretty stable. It's just like we do a lot of stuff that makes it a little upset sometimes.
It's a little cranky.
Every time we talk about the game crashing, though, I just think of Next. The game crashes. Do you see that? Have you watched that video?
Oh, that video?
Yeah. Next Racer has been making a lot of Titanfall YouTube content lately, and he has like an hour-long video that is just random facts about Titanfall 2 and like weird things that can happen. And there's like an entire, I don't know, I feel like a 10-minute sequence where in order they just talk about like, if you do this, the game crashes. And if you do this, the game crashes. That's it. I think of them every single time with this. And so here we are onto the fold weapon. Final mission of the run. I can't believe we're already here.
Yeah, wow, this has been going by very fast. We've got like a pretty big cutscene at the beginning, and this is usually where on like a PB pace run you kind of like got time to just like sit and cool off.
I don't mind this cutscene. I'm pretty chill with this one.
The only cutscenes I find to be annoying when doing runs is just those opening cutscenes, which
agree.
Thankfully we have the cutscene bypass. But otherwise, all the cutscenes, I was actually kind of surprised at how much I didn't mind like the waiting sections in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Going from Cuphead, which is like just no breaks the entire run. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this with like a grain of salt, right? Sometimes unskippable cutscenes are okay. Only sometimes, though. You should always add skippable cutscenes into your game, in my opinion. But yeah, this one is fine because it gives you a moment to breathe. Everything up to this point, especially the Arc, is very high stress. So basically what's happening here is the ship crash landed. We were captured by the IMC and the Apex Predators. This is Blisk. I believe, I don't really know the Apex canon these days, but I believe this is the guy that like founded the Apex games that Apex Legends takes place in. And so we have the power source for the fold weapon stored inside BT, and he's trying to convince BT to get it out. There's a funny little thing that happens here because we're on high FOV. If you watch Blisk, he's going to do a little like pirouette, and then the game is going to remove him from the sequence by pulling him into the floor. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, this cutscene, or this just like whole waiting section has got a few little weird, funny things that can happen, but yeah, you can see.
And then he goes straight down.
Right through the floor. And now we're going to have a... there's one more little bit to the cutscene, and then we're going to regain control, but we're still going to have to wait a little bit more. But there's kind of like an interesting trigger thing. I'm not still entirely sure how it works. I think you just have to walk far enough from BT. Oh, rip BT.
BT. This scene is so sad.
But for the longest time, we thought that it had to do with like taking damage because we walk backwards into the fire that's behind us. But yeah, I think you just have to get far enough, but I still walk backwards into the flames almost till you like almost die anyway, just because it's consistent.
This saves about like 5 seconds of waiting. It was found by a Mirror's Edge speedrunner, actually, Flotza. So shout out Flotza.
I didn't know that.
Yep. We called that Flotza strat for the longest time. I think nowadays it's just kind of the thing that everybody does. It's so easy. Yeah.
I didn't even know that had a name.
Yeah, it's so easy and it saves time. Yeah, there's some old head information for you, Zoomer. You know,
So now BT is ripping off his face to give to us, and this is actually a sear kit, and that has the Titan core, which is like the brain of the Titan, the Smart Pistol, which is just a literal aimbot pistol.
That is in multiplayer for some reason.
It's in the multiplayer. And then the funny hacking knife that we stab into things and it hacks it for us. Isn't that so cool?
So yeah, what is going to be coming up here is we have a short, kind of abbreviated movement sequence where we only have access to one jump. And then we're going to be off to the races, so to speak.
Yeah, kind of coming full circle with like having grunt movement again, just like in BT. There's a lot of similarities with BT and this level that I think is kind of neat.
BT being the second level of the game, to be clear, which is also the name of the Titans. Nicely done.
Now we get our double jump back. Yeah, this is a little bit slow.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, you didn't die. That's what matters.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this honestly, this movement sequence is pretty cool. A very fun level to play through, I think, front to back. It really challenges kind of everything that you need to be good at in this run. It's got, you know, various forms of pilot movement, a lot of tap strafing, you need a lot of crouch kicks. It's got a lot of Titan combat. It's got, I guess it doesn't really have Titan movement anymore. Now that I think about it, because we're just
routed that out.
We've routed out basically. I think that's been the biggest change from like when I ran the game, is all of the Titan movement is gone and it's been replaced with very high skill ceiling, very difficult, high APM pilot movement.
All right. So now we're going to call in another Titan chassis to put this core into, which you can just get like swished by.
I actually thought you were going to die.
No, it doesn't kill you. And we're immediately after this cutscene, we're just going to be booking it out of here. And you have to put in the core or else you're just going to die if you try and like keep going through the level.
And now Clip is going to go for a very difficult strat that is called Rocky Road. Effectively, it's just the pilot movement strat to skip this entire sequence, and it is very difficult, mostly due to the geometry that you're going to see on display here. Ooh, are you alive?
Oh,
okay.
No. Yeah, that wall is very
checkpoint?
weird. I think it'll put us... I actually don't know. Oh,
it could be worse.
Okay, I think
it could be worse. It's not great.
I think we'll... We can wait again. I can do a little more explaining on this strat.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, this was just like you do this in runs if you have to, which it's not me. This was when like Bladen was like holding the world record and like really pushing, because if you did this, there's just a high chance that BT would die. But we found a new route that loses only a little bit of time and skips triggers that spawns Titans, meaning that like BT effectively never dies here. Okay, I'm gonna go back, grab this wall again.
It's a very specific route too, and it involves a lot of really difficult crouch kicks. And mostly the difficulty comes from just navigating this really rugged terrain. Nicely done. And now there is one more like kind of scary section left. We're going to be exposed as a pilot to some Titans, and there's a door that...
actually, we have a route here. We go up this rock, and we don't have to deal with those Titans, which thankfully...
Even the ones at the door here?
Yep.
Oh,
this
cool.
Very risk-free.
That's awesome. I'm just learning this now.
I love that like triple wall kick there. It's very cool looking.
That door just doesn't have any geometry on the top of it, so you can just go straight through the top of it.
Ooh, we picked up a frag. We get to do a little funny frag boost that only happens sometimes. So get up here.
Nice. Oh, that's so cool. Ah, that was so cool though.
Sorry, Marvin.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah! I didn't know you were going to say that. We had the same thought.
Yeah. All right. Final boss fight of the mission, and this one is split into 3 different phases and has a lot going on kind of under the hood with it.
Yeah, this is, I think, the best boss fight in the game.
It's the best boss fight in the game. It's pretty cool.
So at the start, we're going to be immediately swapping to Ronin, and we're just going to be... Whoop.
Oh, there's Ronin.
We're going to be trying to keep Sloane in the middle here. Hopefully... Okay, we got enough damage before she used her core. Okay, I messed up the manipulation, so we only got this one Titan to spawn here. Now we just got to kill one more. We'll just
still
clean
pretty
up here.
Fast secondary clear. I think you'd rather have the Scorch open or Scorch alive than the Brute anyway.
Okay, now...
Wow, you're getting...
Oh, I waited too long. I actually had it. I just...
Oh, you like looked away at the last second?
Okay, so this is a very...
we're improving right now.
Very weird... Very weird Sloane fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of spawn manipulation that's usually going on here. That guy's going to block you. You're getting put through the ringer.
Oh, man.
I hope you don't die.
Okay.
Here. Good luck.
I think we'll be fine.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So
don't
now
get shot by this bird.
oh, God. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, so you'll notice that I used my core right before grabbing the arc injector, and that's going to allow us to have a gun during this.
This is not intentional. You're not supposed to have a gun here.
Yeah. And once we like get into our like Titan UI,
the gun transfers over.
Yeah.
And then Blisk is going to get out of his Titan and deliver his final monologue. And then, I don't know, should we just let him see what happens?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll just, yeah, we can just, you know, hi Blisk.
Bye, Blisk.
There we go. Goodbye. And somehow...
somehow the game doesn't crash.
Yes.
First of all.
And that saves like 30-ish seconds.
33 seconds. That is a 33-second time save. Blisk, all of the animations are still playing out, and this skip has like a pretty wild story to it. I was streaming one day, and then somebody came in my chat and was like, hey, did you see that Reddit post where the guy said he could kill Blisk? And it was just like a text description of how the guy said he killed Blisk, which you saw Clip do just now. And so I went and tried it out on my own stream, and to our delight, we discovered that, you know, it skips all of Blisk's dialogue and it progresses the game 33 seconds forward. So shout out Reddit user Shot Andy for discovering that and literally like saving a tremendous amount of time in the final cutscene. We call that skip the Andy shot, and it's, again, incredible that the game is stable through that. So very, very cool.
There's also another skip that I missed during that boss fight.
Yeah.
If you're fast enough during the boss fight, there's a certain part of the boss fight that you have to be fast enough in. But if you do that, then this arc injector will already come like pre-lit up. Normally it takes like some time charging up, but when you're fast enough, for some reason it just is pre-charged, hence the name.
And also time is coming up in about like a minute and a half here.
And just lets you immediately get shot out here. And now you're gonna have to say your final goodbyes.
Now BT is actually dead.
For real, he's actually going to be dead. I'm sorry.
BT!
And now, this is a very cool cutscene. Like, pretty epic way to end the game.
BT throws himself into the fold weapon to destroy it, unless the planet is now collapsing around us and we have to get airlifted out of here.
We got one more last kind of jank movement section.
You're going to want to pay attention to the speedometer here to really get a feel for like what's happening here. We're going to do, it's effectively a slant boost.
Yes. Let's see if we get it.
Nice.
Okay, avoid those and hit the trigger.
Triggers and time. 1:20:29. That I want to say that's like the fastest this has been done in the GDQ. I forget what Bladen's time was.
I think it was also a 1:20.
Okay, it's gonna be close, but that was an incredible run clip. I'm gonna clap for you one more time, man. That was so good.
Yeah, I'm really pretty happy with that.
Considering that was especially considering that was your first marathon run ever, pretty incredible.
Yeah, I thought just like the setup differences was going to make more of an impact, but like once I got in there, I felt pretty comfortable overall.
You locked in. You visibly locked in.
Especially that Beacon 3, like.
Yep, that was cool.
I was like
the highlight.
The whole time I was like, wait, I haven't messed it up yet? What do you mean?
Any final shouts for you?
Shout outs to my mom first and foremost in the audience. Thanks for like getting me out here. This has been like an awesome opportunity. Thanks for like the team here, PAX and GDQ, for just like enabling me to do this. Shout outs to the Titanfall 2 like community just in general, like
especially the speedrun community.
It's awesome. That I meant to say speedrun community, but yeah.
Go
shout out
follow
to-
Clipboard. His Twitch is right there on the screen right now. He is streaming runs of this all the time. Doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. He was incredible at this game. Please go watch him grind some runs. It's a fun vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, join the Titanfall 2
Yes.
speedrunning Discord. Like, if you're interested in the game at all, there's like new runners all the time. Like, super friendly community. It's awesome. And then yeah, I mean, shout outs to my Twitch account. I'm gonna be doing a lot of attempts, trying to push for 112. So check me out
A
there.
monumental time.
Clipboard enthusiast. I don't have ClipBoardGuy on Twitch. It's a little weird, but yeah. Any shout outs that you have? And
No, I just want to shout out TF2SR once again. The best speedrun community I've ever been a part of, and happy to see what the future has in store for a lot of the new blood coming through, like you and other folks. It's cool to see where y'all are pushing the game. So thanks for being here and thanks for doing it. And great run, man.
yeah,
Thanks for watching.
I think yeah, we're good.
Thanks one more time to ClipBoardGuy and bryonato for showing us that awesome Titanfall 2 speedrun. Coming up next, we've got Super Mario Brothers by GTA. So we're going to have Warpless, followed by Any% One-Handed. So stick around. We'll have that coming up soon.